Hey everybody, this is Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz with you on this Friday. Hope you've had a great week and that you're gearing up for an even greater weekend. Today we're looking on Cointelegraph.com at all of this Craig Wright drama that is unfolding in the courthouses of the United States. Apparently Craig Wright used falsified documents to prove innocence in the Kleiman case. If you're not up to speed on that particular case, we'll give you a quick overview. We'll let you know about these shenanigans that Craig Wright has gotten up to. All kinds of reactions here across crypto Twitter. As you can imagine, a lot of people are pointing out the documents and sharing them. So we'll take a look at some of those specifically as well. We'll take a look at this altcoinbuzz.io article. Cuba is considering cryptocurrency to solve financial woes. There are some parallels that we can draw between Cuba and Venezuela. You may, of course, remember the Petro. That was the big plan to help at least, mitigate some of the problems that were happening economically in Venezuela. As this article points out by Ifinye, the Petro has not been a success. We'll take a look at what Cuba wants to get up to. But let's begin here on newsbtc.com today with this piece. 100 million more in Tether has been printed. How will this affect the price of Bitcoin? We talked about Tether in yesterday's video, and different opinions, of course, are available on the matter. But a lot of people are saying that it doesn't really make a difference, that it's not quite the correlation that some people have expected or some people have been saying in the past. But either way, a whale alert is a type of Twitter alert that notifies traders when large sums of crypto or Bitcoin is moved from one point to another on the blockchain. It often helps analysts and traders predict large sell-offs in advance, or other market movements made by large players known as whales or market makers. Other times it's used to identify when the Tether treasury has printed more of the Tether stablecoin crypto that's backed by fiat reserves and other collateral, which often precedes massive movements in Bitcoin price. And with that being said, another whale alert has been issued as $100 million more of the Tether stablecoin has been printed. How might this affect the price of Bitcoin in the days ahead? Well, at the time of this recording, Bitcoin's down a little bit, sitting at about $11,200. So it took a little bit of a hit, perhaps in response to this, perhaps in response to other developments. But here is the whale alert itself. Literally, the Twitter handle is @whale_alert. As this author points out, Tether's market cap also appears to have a direct correlation to the overall crypto market activity, just ahead of Bitcoin's historic plummet below what was thought to be unbreakable support of $6,000. A small fortune of Tether was removed from the market. And perhaps unsurprisingly, the price followed. So as the article concludes, they talk about how it's going to be really interesting right now to map this injection of Tether against the price action of Bitcoin. We've broken through what we thought was going to be harsher resistance at $10,000. We've broken through $11,000 as well. I guess $14,000 has been the biggest hurdle so far. So on our quest to return to $20,000 and, dare I say, make new all-time highs, it's going to be really interesting to see how this injection of $100 million worth of Tether plays out. If you'd like to read a little bit more about this author's predictions and some technical analysis, you can check out the rest of this article, which we'll link to in the description below. Let's switch gears now to this big Craig Wright case that is unfolding in the United States. We're on Cointelegraph.com. So Craig Wright uses falsified documents to prove innocence in Kleiman case. Craig Wright has basically claimed that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and he has now allegedly provided fabricated court documents to prove a trust deed with his plaintiffs, as seen from the documents revealed by trial lawyer Stephen Pally on Twitter on July the 3rd. According to Pally, the self-styled Satoshi Nakamoto has failed to prove his case by presenting court documents that Pally alleges to be fake, as they contain multiple chronological discrepancies. So, for example, there is at least one document that proves cooperation between Craig Wright and the now deceased David Kleiman, whose lawyers filed the case against Wright in February 2018. Those lawyers accused Wright of stealing hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, a value of over $5 billion, after Kleiman's death in April of 2013. So this was a deed of trust document, and while it was framed as being created on the 23rd of October 2012, the metadata of the file indicates that the document was actually created after the death of Kleiman, as Pally found. All that metadata is available here for you to check out. Following the apparent accusation of Wright for forging the court documents, Pally wrote, quote, I mean, it makes sense that the inventor of Bitcoin can time travel, Your Honor. Well said. At Whale Panda tweeted the following: "This is the funniest part of the whole Craig Satoshi Wright lawsuit so far. Apparently, the Tulip Trust was an aged shelf company he bought in 2014. People buy aged shelf companies all the time to create the illusion that they have been working on something for a while." Whale Panda here referencing another tweet by at PHZIX. That's what it is here. Craig Satoshi Wright is looking straight up effed. If you click on the document itself, you can read about it, where literally the subject line is discussing the topic of an aged shelf company. This is an email that was sent to Craig Wright by Denis Mayaka. "Dear Craig, we trust you are well. We received your message requesting for an aged shelf company. Please find attached list of our shelf companies. Kindly let us know which company you would like to take. Additionally, once you identify the company, please fill the attached form and email it back to us. We look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, Dennis." Yeah, that is very, very sketchy. And in a little bit of poetic irony, the company that was being referenced here is called Tulip Trading Limited. And then we have Stephen Pally here, the lawyer at Stephen Pally on Twitter, who's just laughing about this whole situation. Here you have this letter from David Kleiman to Craig S. Wright. The date was Friday, the 24th of June, 2011, discussing the Tulip Trust document that we just went over. Craig writes, "Dave, I think you are mad and this is risky, but I believe in what we are trying to do. Respectfully, Dave Kleiman." I think the saga of Craig Satoshi Wright is really beginning to unravel in epic fashion. I don't see how he's going to come out of this with any shred of his reputation left intact. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I don't have all the information. That's fair enough. If that is the case, let us know about it in the comments below. Perhaps you agree, perhaps you disagree. But I think he's dug himself quite a hole, and there's no coming back from this. Again, just my opinion. Let us know your thoughts about it in the comments below. Let's switch gears now and look at this piece on altcoinbuzz.io. Cuba considers cryptocurrency to solve financial woes. Article here by Ifinye. South American country Cuba announced it was looking towards launching its own cryptocurrency. The country is one that has been plagued by several sanctions. So based on reports from the SBS AAP, Cuba's communist government announced on the nation's official TV station that it would potentially consider the use of crypto in its policy. The use of cryptocurrency would be a part of a package aimed at boosting incomes for a significant number of its citizens and also aid the market reform processes. And as Ifinye writes, Venezuela definitely comes into play because the decision was most likely influenced by the country's close ally, Venezuela, and its petro cryptocurrency that was launched last year. Based on the report, it is still very vague if Cuba might launch its own token or utilize existing alternatives. Cuba has come under hard times because they've been the victim of some pretty severe US-led sanctions, and Cuba has also been experiencing a major drop-off in aid because Venezuela, who would normally come to their rescue or at least come to their assistance, has also been dealing with all kinds of issues of their own, including financial and political crises. So Venezuela has not been able to step in and help Cuba very much. The president of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel, indicated that the nation's cryptocurrency plan is targeted at raising national production and also increasing demand to ensure economic growth. It's interesting that this is getting at least, if not the support, the attention of Cuba's state-run media. It seems like they are suggesting that they are embracing of cryptocurrency or at least open-minded to it. So we're going to have to see what happens. Of course, the petro, as Ifinye writes, hasn't been doing very well so far. It hasn't been a success at all. In fact, you guys can read more about that. If you are a Cuban member of the altcoin buzz army, do be sure to sound off in the comments below on what you think about this. Is this a reasonable remedy to what is happening in your country? Is this something that could help you out in, again, a practical, utilitarian kind of way? Perhaps there is a use case for cryptocurrency for Cubans that would help out the Cuban economy. Let us know your thoughts about that in the comments below. But that about wraps it up for the news, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website, altcoinbuzz.io. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you enjoyed this video, and only if you enjoyed this video. But have a great Friday, everybody. A great start to your weekend. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, and we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.